Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in standing as we present Miss Victoria Zarlenga and our national anthem.
And bright stars through the pagans regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof that that was still there.
We thank you for being here. Northrop Grumman, thank you for your sponsorship. Victoria, you are magnificent. Give this young lady a big round of applause. She will be back tomorrow singing our national anthem the way it should be sung. Thank you, Victoria. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Our air shows down in the Dominican Republic, down in El Salvador, out to the Caribbean. As he sets up for the square loop in the sky, or the box drawn out by the smoke. 4 sides of that loop. 1, 2, 3. There's smoke on the bottom of the square loop is now complete. Hey, you can do some outside maneuver for him here, but my eyeballs will stay in. All right, that's Greg in the cockpit. As he recovers now into the outside environment, folks, that's where gravity forces try to pull you away from the seat. All the blood goes to your head. It is very discomforting. It feels awkward. As he pushes forward, it does what we call the Waldo Pepper outside loop, named after that motion picture that debuted back in 1975. And Robert Redford has a great Waldo Pepper depicting the lives of the March runners early on. Now, you gotta understand, this is harder than a lemon cut. I don't always get this either. It's gotta get right on the money to make this happen. This big old wing doesn't like to topple very well. So I have to sweet talk it. So they stay with me. I gotta get the speed just right. See if I get it. If I don't get it just right, let me know. Here we go. Watch this. Watch the attempt at the Super D tumble. He's got it. End over end. Just barely flying. I love it, I love it, I love it. Well, that's a good everything in Alabama. That'd be a gooder. That'd be a gooder. All right. Just a couple more maneuvers here because I'm having fun. I'm going to halt the stage a little bit. So let me turn around and take a couple. Now, you got to understand, this is harder than a lemon cut. I don't always get this either. It's got to get right on the money to make this happen. This big old wing doesn't like to topple very well. So I have to sweet talk it. So they stay with me. I gotta get the speed just right. See if I get it. If I don't get it just right, let me know. Here we go. Watch this. Watch the attempt at the Super D tumble. He's got it. End over end. Just barely flying. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, that's a good everything in Alabama. That'd be a gooder. That'd be a gooder. All right.
Support for the electrical system and the starting system of not 1, not 2, but 3 jet engines.
Get this either. It's got to get right on the money to make this happen. This big old wing doesn't like to topple very well. So I have to sweet talk it. They might stay with me. I got to get the speed just right.
First to break the 5-second barrier in a quarter mile. First to break 200 meters. Galena, Kansas is the home of the Dockley family. Raw flames coming out the side stairs, coming up alongside of the cab, and raw flames coming out those 3 jet engines at the rear of the world's fastest jet truck. Now, so revolutionizing has been this jet-powered pickup trucks, both vintage and contemporary. Truck also available for the racing.com. Well, I want to relay this to you. Several years ago now, the Portland Rose Festival Air Show, they had the other Shockwave jet truck, the 57 Chevrolet, and I was waiting to go on and the driver. All right, let her rip. Let's get ready to rumble. The smokestacks along the side, then the back. Just take Wily Coyote in, the only way you're going to get stopped before the end of the runway. Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, by your applause, how did you like that attraction? All right, that's better. All right. And that will get your attention. He recovers. Give Bill Stein a big round of applause as he sets up for now a maneuver dedicated to the late Nick Nillmeyer. Nick developed this maneuver. We call it the Nick-O-Later. He'll pull up to the vertical. He'll yaw right, then yaw left, then push the stick forward to initiate a tumble right about in here. Then he'll bring the nose up, back to the vertical. He'll hang on the prop and then execute a reverse torque maneuver, known as the torque roll. Now, as we're dedicating maneuvers, this next maneuver is dedicated to Shandy Clanton, a great air show and aerobatic pilot. We call it the Chandalanche. It is an avalanche. Avalanche is a loop with a maneuver on top. But this Chandalanche has a different maneuver. Watch the tail and the nose as Bill induces a tumble end over end, holds it upside down, draws in and closes in on the loop, and the Chandalanche is complete. Now, without hesitation, the next turnaround maneuver is more of an angle than it is an arcing maneuver. They call it the Shark's Tooth. 1.5 rolls on the way up. You push over, and then you go down after a sharp angle on the 45-degree line. He's setting up now to fly directly in front of us for his next maneuver known as the spiraling tower. He will initiate that by pulling to the vertical. He will roll right, adding right rudder. At the top, the stick will go forward. He'll reverse the rudder. He'll start spinning at the very top and bring the stick back into his lap. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Stein at the spiraling tower. Now a crop duster turnaround as he does the upright flat spin. That took many a plane and pilot to an early grave before the technique of recovery was developed by it. Every one of these aircraft had folding wings. Some were hydraulic, some were mechanical. Such a reputation had this airplane that the enemy called through the oil coolers at the leading edge of the wing would set up a whistling noise. As Dan McHugh, playing the part of Great Pappy Boy, can now release a little bit of vapor off the wingtip of this rare World War II aircraft. It had a very long production. Different and distinct sounds from the fighters of World War II. A beautifully executed roll by our pilot, Dan McHugh. George May is 6 months a year, his home, here in St Augustine, as I mentioned. A beautifully executed roll by our pilot. See, there is a tail hook down here. It's the tail hook that grabs one of the 4 wires on the deck of an aircraft carrier, and it is the tail hook and not the brakes that stop the airplane. piston-powered or jet-powered, in the event of a boulder, where the tail hook skips across any of the 4 wires, the pilot is already at a max power, merely takes off and goes out to try another landing. There's another trick the pilots had in World War II that I read about not too many years ago. I hadn't heard anybody talk about it until I read it. Using that tail hook, after they had beat up the enemy field or been engaged in an air-to-air dogfight, they had no more ammunition for their 6 machine guns. They would lower that tail hook and fly low over the enemy's telegraph and telephone lines and snag the lines and break them. They called it top hatting, and it was another way to give the enemy the disadvantage. Dan McHugh's going to have that airplane on ground display.
Representing all of the ops people, they just volunteer for
every December. And then just last year, at the end of last year, Kentucky, this man was inducted into the Kentucky Aviation Hall of Fame with other great notables from that superb aviation. Now let me tell you why I think this guy, as a teenager, had such an advantage. What am I saying? They grew up in aviation. She was pregnant with Jean. Every time she went up flying, she filled out her own logbook. Those, what am I saying? They grew up in aviation. She was pregnant with Jean. Every time she went up flying, she filled out her own logbook. I gotta believe it was those early sensations. Those, what am I saying? They grew up in aviation. Pregnant with Jean. Every time she went up flying, she filled out her own logbook. I gotta believe it was those early sensations. Those, what am I saying? They grew up in aviation. She was pregnant with Jean. Every time she went up flying, she filled out her own logbook. Those, what am I saying? They grew up in aviation. She was pregnant with Jean. Every time she went up flying, she filled out her own logbook.